Welcome to Garth Spotlight. Today we're here with Iron Mick.
Iron Mick.
And Dare Sammy.
Dare Sammy.
And I'm the host.
Mick did like a thing there. He's like, sorry, go on, Garth.
I was a host.
Oh, sorry.
But now I'm not.
He distracted me.
By existing, apparently.
Yeah.
And this is why Stick gets killed off. He can't handle
Spoilers.
it.
Oh, yeah. We should mention, yeah.
Spoilers!
Uh,
We're not talking about the ones on your car, but anyway.
Well, for people who didn't realize that, spoiler is from Defenders. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And today we're going to be talking about whether or not it was good. You know, how was it? What was the pacing like? And overall. So let's just jump right into it.
We are in a different location, by the way.
Oh no, was it that obvious?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty obvious.
I think we teleported.
I just wanted to point that out, that we mysteriously shifted locations.
Shifted.
Yeah.
Just like the continuity errors
Yeah,
and Defenders, it
True.
just magically.
Where did that sword go, Stick? Just saying.
Oh. Now I feel like taking the sword and making it disappear. I
just wanted to point that out. Like I could just imagine the comments. Where's the CDs? What is this? Why are the beards in different CD location? They're not the CDs anymore. Anyways.
All right.
Yeah,
Back to Defenders. We opened up very interestingly. It was actually a recap, right? We had sort of a character definition for people that don't know the characters. So how did you guys feel about it? I think we all watched all the series so far.
Yeah, I have not watched Iron Fist.
And I haven't watched Jessica Jones, and I know you watched everything, right?
You're up to date on everything.
Shame.
Shame none from Game of Thrones. Shame.
Shame. Yeah, I watched all of them.
Yeah.
Mick is the most hardcore Marvel fan in the group, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
pretty close,
about,
right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Him and Ian will probably take it, right?
Yes, yeah, they take the cake for sure.
Yeah, no Superman. But
I have watched Daredevil twice though. No. Both seasons twice.
Of
Daredevil.
Oh, of course. No, that's fine.
Daredevil.
I watched Daredevil before I got into Defenders.
Yeah, so Mick does. Mick just goes back anyway.
Season 2 is definitely worth a rewatch. You know, my buddy Punisher right there.
I thought for the intros though, the way it started, I thought it was really effective too because you actually didn't necessarily have to watch every season of every episode of every show.
Right.
I felt like for anybody new to these characters, if you just started fresh with this show, you will be confused about the Hand, but they're still your basic evil, right?
I would say that and the side characters, because they didn't have time to flesh them out, right? They were already implemented. Like, I knew all the characters from before, so it was easy for me to follow pace, because they introduced them and brought them into that office real fast.
There's no sense of intimacy if you haven't watched the other episodes, because we all know, like, Trish, Misty, Malcolm, Foggy, Karen. Like once you see all them, like, oh, there they are, and you have a connection to them because of the old show. So that's what you're losing out if you don't watch the other episodes leading up to Defenders. But in order to enjoy it, I don't think you need to watch it.
No,
however, we love these characters so much it's safe to say, right?
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth it. But I wasn't lost. I haven't watched Iron Fist. I'm almost done Luke Cage. I wasn't lost.
I wasn't lost there at all, but they did pick up from the end of Daredevil 2, right? Where Elektra was.
Yes.
They picked up from there and continued it. And it starts from the end of the series, because you can tell Luke Cage is just coming out of jail.
Yep.
Jessica Jones just had her fiasco.
Yes.
And then...
And she doesn't want to work at all, essentially.
She's kind of done, right?
And then Iron Fist is looking for the Hand, and then Daredevil is just like weaning off.
He's retired.
I don't know. It seems like he's a drug addict. Like every time every character approaches him, it's like we're weaning you off of drugs. Here's more work to keep your mind away from drugs.
That's kind of how Foggy and Karen look at Daredevil, right? They look at it as if it's like a drug or an addiction that he can't get over. Meanwhile, and he even says this to Karen, it's who he is, right?
Yeah.
It's just a part of who he is.
And it's like it's required. If he wasn't a part of that fight, could you imagine how it would have gone down?
Oh yeah.
Like if you haven't watched the last episode, like at the end where he's actually down there with Elektra, if he wasn't there,
Elektra would have went up there and kicked their
asses. Sure, kicked their asses, man. She has her strength and all that and whatnot.
It wasn't just that. It was like the missing pieces of the puzzles came from him, who decided to play the piano.
Without Daredevil season 2, though, without Daredevil season 2, this story is it can't work, right?
That and Iron Fist.
Yes, Iron Fist 2, from what I've heard.
Iron Fist picks up from a nice place too, and it does explain why he's doing what he's doing to get where he is. It's like it was a mystery otherwise, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for us watching it, we knew he was jumping city to city trying to follow the hand.
Right.
Someone who's just figuring it out, that first scene is just like, what the hell's happening, right?
And you know it's Elektra, right? Like they teased it really nicely in the trailers, and that opening scene underground, I believe it was in that dark corridor. You could tell that.
I think like maybe the sewer, but yeah.
It looked like a sewer. Yeah. It was just like long. When I mean corridor, I just mean like a narrow pathway. But that was a nice little prelude to what was going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with the overall plot. But yeah, I really liked the way they introduced the characters. I was liking it. I loved seeing Matt in action in a courtroom again. That was awesome. I loved seeing Luke Cage just break his handcuffs and does that face. You know, that was he's just like, what can I tell you? And then Jessica Jones is I think she's basically in grieving after losing all those lives to Kilgrave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she's just kind of like, no, I'm done with what I'm doing.
Oh man, she's a heavy alcoholic at that point.
Yeah. Well, she is generally, right?
Yeah.
but you stole a can off of a hobo.
Yeah. That's way later on. Yeah, that's way later on.
That was hilarious. Though.
But yeah, I like the way they introduce the characters, and they do a good job of setting up the the lighting and all that. I love the different colors. Like it all kind of reflects their overall characters. Like Jessica Jones, you got the purple.
Yeah.
Luke Cage, you got the yellow. Red Daredevil's the red, and Iron Fist is, well, not so much, but he still has like the green and the yellow a little bit, like you were saying. Like there are some shades.
Most of his clothes actually tend to be like in their dark green area.
Yeah. Which is what he looks like in the comics. Yes.
Just about closely. It's not too dark green,
Right.
but
I
like
thought it
it
was
is
more
a
of
green.
like a brighter green. I thought it was just a normal green,
Mm-hmm.
and then a yellow face mask sort of thing, right?
Well, he does have different versions. The costume that you end up seeing him wearing at the end is actually more of his modern day costume. It's like the very split second they show you when he's on the roof charging up his. Yeah, that's his costume like right now, actually in the comic books.
Yeah.
But his past past ones is like maybe close to like Bruce Lee, where it's like straight up jumpsuit with
He
the
almost
yellow.
had like a V-neck with his tattoo
Yes.
showing.
There's another one where he does show some hair and he
I
has
have seen
that
that one.
V-neck.
Yeah. So we got a bit of a bone to pick because most of the guys in the group that we've been talking about on the channel have been saying that the season starts off, the first 2 episodes start off very slow. You guys were saying that to me yesterday. I personally really liked the way it started off. I didn't think it was too slow. I thought it was dramatic, but I thought that they did a really good job of opening everything up and having them connect with the main villains.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just me. I actually really liked the way it opened up, but you guys thought it was a little bit slow?
Go ahead, man.
Well, it's not like so. Defenders it starts, and like to me, I think Defenders the actual like the whole show, how it actually pans out, to me actually starts in episode 3. But I'd say like overall, like the first 2 episodes, like I did enjoy watching. I'm like, we're back. They're bringing in the characters. They brought them in really well, and it's actually just comparatively it's slow, because you go through the first 2 episodes. There's a lot of talking, and there's some action here just to kind of keep your tongue wet, kind of thing. And then episode 3 starts, and characters are actually starting to more converge a lot more, other than Iron Fist and Luke Cage. And by the time that they get to the end of episode 3, you're like, holy crap! And it doesn't really lose that pacing. It keeps it up like at a good area. Like, obviously for episode 4 when they did some, like catch up on who the hand is. But other than that, like honestly, like to me, it starts episode 3, and overall, like the first 2 episodes just feels slow comparatively. It's not slow to me. It's just like, oh, okay, it actually starts episode 3. Here we go. We have actually 5 episodes of Defenders. If you really look at it, we only have 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's 8 episodes. We have 6 episodes.
Of them together.
Yeah, them together. It is actually 5 episodes.
Yeah,
right.
properly. Yeah.
But it really is just them kind of like
For
us
me,
Defenders.
it's like by all means, do not skip the first 2 episodes. There's still
No,
a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
It was slow pacing, and I agree with that. It's just it was interesting enough to keep me there.
Mm-hmm.
And that very opening shot where you see Iron Fist fighting, that was everyone's fear. Like if Iron Fist was doing a really bad fight scene there, that would have been our moment. And it was actually bold of them to start that way, because they're like, in terms of everyone's eyes, like. There's a couple of discarded episodes where we just talked about Iron Fist and like shitted on its martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
And basically that opening shot was like a westernized version of martial arts.
It was.
In Iron Fist or here?
In Defenders, yeah.
It was quick cuts, quick action. They kind of hid all the long shots.
Very dark.
and very dark to hide everything, right? So that opening scene, you can tell, like, at least they got something down, but as you get further into it, he actually holds up on his own. He's not amazing, but he's good enough.
You talk about Iron Fist as a, like, in the show Defenders as a martial artist?
Yeah.
I do think he actually does hold a pretty role, especially in the scene where he acts like a little child. Where he's like, no, I took the fight to them in the legal way, and he puts on a suit, and he goes to the hand, or the Midland, which is actually comic book, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
It is actually straight up
really
comic
loyal,
book.
right?
Yeah.
They do it, yeah.
So he goes in with a suit, and he's like, yo, you killed my parents, I come to kill you. Yeah, brings out the lightsaber from so anyways, so he starts fighting, and that's when you actually see the best choreography you've ever seen for Iron Fist. Like, he looks way better in Defenders.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. It looked pretty good.
Yeah.
You guys have ripped into the fight scenes in Iron Fist, so in this one, I think his fights looked pretty decent.
You believe him.
Yeah.
I'm the immortal Iron Fist. I think I believe you.
I'm
catching on.
I like whenever the fist glows too. That's amazing. Before we get into that, I just want to say also some things that I really liked in the beginning, because I didn't find it too slow. I really liked the way they established the characters, but I loved that court scene when Matt was defending the boy.
Yeah.
I loved the camera movement in that scene when he's going. They Birdmaned it, I think, because it's like a one take, but they have a lot of pans, and you go from Matt to the judge, to the kid, to the defendants, to the people he's prosecuting, and it looks really cool.
Yeah.
And it was such a fast-paced, engaging courtroom scene, and I'm just really happy that we got a little bit of Matt the lawyer in this, because that wasn't the only thing that we got outside of towards the end when he pretends to be their lawyer with Luke Cage and Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
But I really like that. And your point about Danny Rand when he goes into Midland, which was hilarious. I really like the way Danny contrasts Luke, Jessica, and Matt. I really, because he is so naive.
Yeah. He's like silly.
He's silly, and he's like, and all that. I love the way he talks about his chi, and I love Luke Cage's reactions, and like.
For me, Iron Fist, I feel like he pouts when he meditates. That's his like pouting stage.
He has a really good, because Finn Jones, I think that's the actor, right?
Yes.
He's a really good actor.
Yeah.
And I love his expressions, because it is like this kind of like this like kid who's like, you know, like he and even Luke Cage said he's privileged, right? But he's trying to do good by his training and by his mentors. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I love the way he contrasts the all the other characters.
Which definitely, yeah.
So enough about the beginning. I want to talk about the meetup.
The meetup?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did they do it well? Did they do it wrong?
Did they do it well? Bruh. Okay, so...
I don't know what you're talking about.
Basically how we got Defenders together.
Okay.
He knows.
Who do I know? Okay. Like a child, okay? You see the part where the sound... Okay, he gets knocked to the table and they're all attacking him. And he's trying to charge it up. He's like, come on. And then you see this door busted. Luke Cage comes in like a badass. He's like, yo, what up? Just like saves the day. Yeah, music changes, hip hop tune. It's Run the Jewels if you don't know them.
Yeah, that's why that's
And then they just start going ham. The sickest part was when like they come in, they're shooting, and they see like
just gets in the way.
Yeah, the team up, like that's like comic book, mind you. Heroes for hire. So. But what was awesome about that is obviously when they're done fighting, and they're not done fighting. It's just like from one stage to the next before the boss battle. But anyway, they go in the hallway, and like Matt and Jessica Jones come up.
The scarf.
Yeah. You look like an asshole. It's your scarf.
I like even before that, Daredevil does all this acrobatic stuff to get to the top, and it looks so cool, and he's being graceful, and he's running up and down and jumping, and he gets to the top, and Jessica Jones is just there on the elevator. It was like, okay, well that didn't really mean anything. It just looked fun. Sorry, Garth, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say when he's running up those stairs and all those places, it's convenient that there's always something for him to parkour over.
Yeah.
Very convenient.
Who said it? Was it Jessica Jones? He was like a Russian gymnast or something.
Yes. Like, he legit was twirling and shit.
That was great.
It was.
I like right before that too how he smashed the camera. She's like, I saw pictures of you moving like a gymnast.
She's like, what the fuck?
At that moment in time, I'm just like, he definitely doesn't know what a memory card is.
Can you get the memory card? Yeah.
At least give the girl the camera back.
She could just pull the memory card out. Yeah, okay, I still got these pictures of you moving. That was like a 1990s or 80s moment, right? Like. our generation will get that, but I think anyone born after 99 who watches that will be like, well, couldn't you just,
Yeah.
at least we'll be like, yeah, okay, it's old school.
Yeah. Then again, how is he gonna use a viewfinder anyways?
Yes.
Or a camera? What does he know about a camera?
But that scene was really cool.
Yeah.
It was. I actually like how they met up too. It was just like him stalking Jessica Jones into the building, and he already knew that building was dangerous. That's the reason why he was there.
Yeah.
There was nothing else. And then Iron Fist, we know he went to pick a fight.
Yeah.
And then Jessica Jones, on the other hand, she went to investigate. Right. It all led to that place.
Everyone just meeting up at the same time. I think it was a lot like it was just natural. Instead of I know my argument actually before in Iron Fist is Claire knows two people already. She at least knows Jessica Jones and Matt. Why she can just call them, and they make it smart. They go. She meets or she calls she calls Iron Fist to meet Luke Cage.
Right.
And then them actually all meeting together is a lot more natural. I think it was a lot more fluid than her just picking up the phone going. Yeah,
and that's why we need those 2 episodes to get to that
Oh,
point.
no, no,
Right? Yeah. No, I know, but that's one of
Yeah.
the reasons why it just because I knew all the puzzle pieces were coming together, and,
sure.
and it came into that scene, and it was awesome. And that hallway fight scene when Elektra comes in, it was. I wouldn't say it's on the same level as the hallway fights in Daredevil 1 and 2 because they did cut. There were direct cuts with the camera, but it still looked awesome.
But
it still was fantastic. But there were some direct cuts.
Sure.
Yeah, which it didn't take away from it.
No.
But as far as for me, just camera movement goes, I didn't think it was quite on the same level as Daredevil 1 and 2, those fight scenes. But you could tell they were borrowing from that, and it still looked amazing.
It did. It's just coordinating 4 people.
I don't think
that's really
no
hard
criticism.
to do.
No criticism. It looked amazing.
Yeah.
You know what?
But
I
I was
was
kind of hoping it was
probably?
going to be a long take.
I got you.
Again. Yeah.
Well, I think what it was is get them getting a stunt cameraman. Because in order to do that for this, you would need a stunt cameraman actually doing stunts with them to follow them do all of that.
GoPro.
Yeah. Just all right, what are we doing? All right, I need you to do some shit and just follow them and you
The
would
thing that I
need something
loved
to do that.
most about that scene too is when Daredevil finally knows it's Elektra. When he because right
her breath.
Excuse me, he's fighting her. Yeah, he's fighting her again. I said excuse me because I burped.
Sorry.
But, he's fighting her, and he finally at the end because when he's fighting her, I was like, he doesn't know, does he? And then when he senses her, he's just like Elektra, and it's just that was a good scene.
Yeah.
Charlie Cox does such a good job, and they all do, but he really. You could tell he's so pained. You could see Matt's pain because he loves Elektra.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Also, he buried her and she died in his
Yeah.
arms. Really, coming back from that, it's a rough thing. It's just no.
Captures that wonderfully.
Yeah.
Right?
He does. Even with that scarf on his face.
You can't see, and I'm acting.
Well, I think this is a good time to take our leave for this episode, and you can check out our second one where we'll dive more into Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, and how they stand as characters, because I'm pretty sure we talked about a lot about Jessica Jones and how she will or will not be a part of this team, or how her dynamic will be in our last podcast. So tune in to find out that one in our next one.
Hey everyone, if you want to continue watching, click here. Or, if you're feeling lucky, click here for something totally random.
For sure.
Yeah, no Superman. But
I have watched Daredevil twice though. Both seasons twice.
Of
Daredevil.
of course, no, that's fine.
Daredevil.
I watched Daredevil before I got into Defenders.
Yeah, so Mick does. Mick just goes back anyway.
Season 2 is definitely worth the rewatch. My boy Punisher right there.
I thought for the intros though, the way it started, I thought it was really effective too because you actually didn't necessarily have to watch every season of every episode of every show.
Right.
I felt like for anybody new to these characters, if you just started fresh with this show, you will be confused about the Hand, but they're still your basic evil, right?
I would say that and the side characters, because welcome to Garth Spotlight. Today we're here with Iron Mick,
Iron Mick,
and Dare Sammy.
Dare Sammy.
And
Mick,
I'm the
Mick
host.
did like a thing there. He's like, sorry, go on, Garth.
I was a host,
Oh, sorry.
but now I'm not.
He distracted me.
By existing, apparently.
Yeah.
And this is why Stick gets killed off. He can't handle
Spoilers.
it.
Oh yeah. We
Spoilers.
should mention
Spoilers! We're not talking about the ones on your car, but anyway.
Well, for people who didn't realize that, spoiler, it's from Defenders. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And today we're going to be talking about whether or not it was good. You know, how was it? What was the pacing like? And overall. So let's just jump right into it.
We are in a different location, by the way.
Oh no, was it that obvious?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty obvious.
I think you teleported.
I just wanted to point that out, that we mysteriously shifted locations.
Shifted.
Yeah.
Just like the continuity errors and
Yeah.
Defenders, it
Sure.
just magically.
Where'd that sword go, Stick?
Sword.
Just saying.
Oh. Now I feel like taking the sword and making it disappear.
I just wanted to point that out. Like I could just imagine in the comments, where's the CDs? what is this? Why are the beards in different CD locations? They're not the CDs anymore. Anyways.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Back to Defenders. We opened up very interestingly. It was actually a recap, right? We had sort of a character definition for people that don't know the characters. So how did you guys feel about it? I think we all watched all the series so far.
Yeah. I have not watched Iron Fist.
And I haven't watched Jessica Jones, and I know you watched everything, right?
You're up to date on everything.
Shame.
Shame none from Game of Thrones. Shame.
Shame. Yeah, I watched all of them.
Yeah.
Mick is the most hardcore Marvel fan in the group, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Pretty
just
close,
about.
right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Him and Ian will probably take it, right?
Yes. Yeah, they take the cake.
They didn't have time to flesh them out, right? They were already implemented. Like, I knew all the characters from before, so it was easy for me to follow pace because they introduced them and brought
Yep.
them into that office real fast. Or
There's
police.
no sense of intimacy if you haven't watched the other episodes, because we all know, like, Trish, Misty, Malcolm, Foggy, Karen. Like, once you see all them, like, oh, there they are, and you have a connection to them because of the old show. So
Yeah.
that's what you're losing out if you don't watch the other episodes leading up to Defenders. But in order to enjoy it, I don't think you need to watch it.
No,
However,
not at
we love these characters so much it's safe to say, right?
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth it. But I wasn't lost. I haven't watched Iron Fist. I'm almost done Luke Cage.